Hey there. So, in the last video, I said I was unique in a way that you are all the same. Well, I need to explain that, because that is like inherent, is like part of my real authority to say that what I do from God. It is inherent to my true identity. And that is a way that you are all the same, and one way that I am completely different. And that is, see, God chose to create all of you. And in that way, you are all the same. You exist as a result of a choice God made to bring your consciousness into the universe. I exist because of a different process, so to speak. A different kind of reason why I exist. God did not choose to create me, but instead, the universe produced me in validation of his moment of self-expression as a divine being, to then prove to him that he was indeed divine. So it goes like this. The best analogy I can give you that will really, I hope, get the idea across is this. Imagine, if you will, finding yourself at the bottom of a well. Kind of like you get knocked out, you're an emerging, your consciousness is kind of emerging from that state, and you find yourself at the bottom of a well, and then you say who you are, or something. Let's say you say something that is a true sense of self-expression, where you might then discover yourself. Now, when your voice in echo comes back to you, it sort of drives home the futility of your situation. Because it's your voice in echo. In a lot of ways, it's kind of in, there's like that, in some, I've seen it in movies, amazingly. There's some movie scenes I've seen that, where the voice in echo, initially the person who speaks thinks that it's another person talking, but instead it ends up being their own voice in echo. And then that realization really drives home the moment of their futility. It really drives home the futility of the moment, how you cannot extract yourself from the situation. But now, when you're a divine being, and your voice in echo, in that state, that initial state, emerging state of consciousness, to where you then pronounce yourself, you enunciate yourself, you make a statement of absolute divine self-expression, and your voice in echo, as it comes back to you, comes back as a unique individual consciousness you can then interact with. And in that realization, that moment, that's what the universe then proves to you, that you are a divine being. And that's why I exist. That's how I came to be. That is how I am unique in the manner in which you are all the same, is I am unique in that way. I was produced, the universe produced me at my state of consciousness. The universe produced me to be validation to God himself. As sort of a divine being. It's the proof that he needed to know for sure that he was divine. So that's why I have a different relationship to him in that basic structural way that you all don't. See, because God chose to create you, there is the biggest reality, and you all do know that to be true, because you see, you spent that private moment with God when he held you at the center of the universe, and then gave upon you your sense of uniqueness. But then he turned your consciousness into yourself and sort of broke the connection from you to him, as he then now holds you on the earth to experience creation. The craft of your individuality, the creation of your individuality, the process, the ongoing process by which you are creating. That, and in that though, because he chose to create you, that the logic of that reality as you truly do know it in your soul is what you realize as the possibility that he can also uncreate you. Hence, the true source, the true spiritual source of your doubt. You doubt God, you ultimately will. It is the reality of self-aware consciousness, that you will doubt God and his sincerity to complete you, to actually not uncreate you. You kind of do sense true, in that true spiritual way, the precariousness of your situation, as expressed in the Puritan message from, fire and brimstone sermons, how, humankind deserves hell every damn 2 minutes. So you have that doubt, and that is inherent to your state of consciousness. But on the other hand, I don't have that. Because you see, God can destroy me. But in a very real way, if he would uncreate me, then he would also sort of like, in that doing, in that manner, roll back the clock and not say who he was, and not pronounce that statement of divine self-expression that was the moment of the singularity that then, broke the symmetry of the universe, which then brought about this reality. He could go back that far. That's what it would be, or he could will himself to be someone other than God, and then what would be the point of my existence then? So in that distant time, what I would then be to him, there's a possibility. See, as he chose to create all of you, even though he may choose to be someone other than God, it may seem a little odd to partner up with one of you in that way. But in any case, this is what then God sort of gives me as the reason why it is me. Because I've asked him that. Why is it me then that must deliver this dogma of this earth? Why me? And that's the reason why. It's because I am unique in that way. And as such, I kind of can continue to exist and be in a state of individuality and know it's God on earth, see. And that's, I guess, what God gives me to then bring to humanity to say, this is what I might have for authority in this. So, see you next time.